Our work begins with the premise of a dynamic world. Political and cultural conditions change. What if the walls and windows morphed in response? Air and water quality fluctuate. What if a cloud of light hovering above the Hudson changed color as a public display of contamination? Need for space varies over time. What if a lightweight, low-cost structure could be built by non-experts in a few hours and taken down just as quickly? A dynamic world calls for responsiveness in architecture. This, in turn, calls for new systems. And to breathe life into new systems, our work must be life-size. We heard somewhere that many major breakthroughs in science are initiated by someone outside the immediate field. A variation, most breakthroughs take place at the boundaries or intersections of separate disciplines. These claims may be difficult to verify, but they make sense to us. A major breakthrough requires a new way of looking at things. It turns previous models upside down and inside out. It melts what was solid and then reconstitutes a new structure. Outsiders are perfect for the job. They are not bound to the way things are normally done. They are not experts. They know just enough. Being outside the immediate field does not guarantee results, but it is a good starting point. Here's another claim we like. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. This, too, comes from the world of science. A famous scientist said it, but we think it applies to architecture as much as to physics. For several weeks at the end of 2003, we talked casually and frequently about absurd ideas. We were architecture students. We were excitable and exhausted. Our discussions took place at our messy desks and near the periodical shelves in the library and on the broad and crowded stairs of the architecture building, through shouts during the end-of-the-week school parties. Our ideas were untamed. They rode the winds. We did not pursue them as hunters might. Instead, we observed them closely, compared field notes, and coaxed out of them one persistent question. What if architecture responded to you? The question was simple and perplexing, and it might have been fleeting, the kind of thought that together with others of its kind creates the thrilling atmosphere of architecture school, but that sometimes arises, intrigues, and fades without much action. This question stuck. It became the starting point for a short and intense research project, which in turn led to two more, and to a specific method of architectural investigation that we developed over the next year and a half at the Columbia University Graduate School of Architecture. So David Benjamin and Sue and Yang, the founders of The Living, start out each of their projects with this thing that they called flash research. And these projects have to be completed within 3 months and within a budget of $1,000. And their goal through doing these projects is to test specific ideas, technologies, materials, and cultural meanings. They begin each project with a question. So, for example, what if architecture responded to you? What if architecture produced its own energy? Or what if good architecture and bottom line development was the same thing? So these series of questions then lead to a number of tests. The first flash research project is called Living Glass, where Benjamin and Yang experimented with shape memory alloy wire that contracts when electrical current is applied. There are sensors connected to small microcontrollers which detect carbon dioxide levels in the air, and then they trigger gills to open or close according to the levels of carbon dioxide. This allows the building skin to breathe. The second flash project is called Riverglow, and the resulting prototypes were a network of self-energizing pots that float in public waterways, sensing water quality and glowing a certain color according to the environmental conditions. In the third flash project, Yang and Benjamin wanted to create a collapsible framing structure out of weak materials. What resulted was the project Better, Cheaper, Faster.